Coming up on Jersey Sports Zone, we take flight with three fantastic finishes from around the state.
This is Alex Lorenzo in Jersey City. St. Peter's Prep and DePaul Catholic facing off in one for the ages. The Marauders scoring 15 unanswered points in the fourth quarter as St. Peter's Prep storms back for an incredible win. All the highlights coming up on Jersey Sports Zone.
I'm Brian Dinovellis. Sayreville and Piscataway. Every year it seems this is the game of the year in the Greater Middlesex Conference. While this game was far from pretty, it did turn into an instant classic. The highlights are coming up next on Jersey Sports Zone.
Reporting from North Hunterdon High School, I'm Courtney DuPont. We're at the half. It looks like Bridgewater had this one wrapped up, but in an unbelievable change of events, Matt Busher comes up big in the second half for the Lions, and Connor McMahon has an unbelievable play to end it all. Highlights coming up on Jersey Sports Zone.
This is Neri Rodriguez in Medford, where a battle between two of South Jersey's best does not disappoint, as the Rancocas Valley Red Devils upset Lenape at home to remain undefeated.
I'm Mike Frankel in Gloucester Township for a matchup between Timber Creek and Eastern. The Chargers riding a 20-game winning streak coming into this one, but the Vikings off to a solid start this year at 4-0. We'll have all the highlights for you coming up in just a bit on JerseySportsZone.com.
Hi, we're the Walla Crimson Knights cheerleaders. Get ready for the best football highlights all around the state.
Jersey Sports Zone starts now.
It's week 5 of high school football in New Jersey. I'm Rich Krampanis. Thanks so much for logging on to JerseySportsZone.com. This is our week 5 Friday highlight show. All around the state, we've got great action, and we're going to get things started with one whale of a showdown. It's DePaul Catholic at St. Peter's Prep. We kick things off in Jersey City with our week 5 Friday highlight show. Another tremendous Big North showdown. DePaul Catholic visiting St. Peter's Prep. The Spartans with a 3-game win streak, including big wins over Paramus Catholic and Don Bosco Prep. And DePaul would stay hot from the start in this one. Early in the first quarter, 3rd and 9, Taquan Robertson with the pass to Ronnie Hickman. Hickman takes a huge hit and stays on his feet. First down, move the chains. Then it's Roberson with the give to Vinny DePalma. Look at DePalma lower his shoulder, and he's got separation. DePalma finds the end zone, 7-0 DePaul early in the first. DePaul gets the ball back. They're driving again, but here comes Shane Simon stepping up, makes a great tackle for a loss right there, and Simon is all fired up, trying to do whatever it takes to get St. Peter's Prep going. The Marauders' offensive drive would stall as Masai Maynor is brought down by Isaiah Laura for a loss. Second week in a row, St. Peter's Prep trails at the half. It's a 7-0 DePaul lead through 2 quarters. Whatever message Coach Rich Hansen preached to his players in the locker room, it worked. Third quarter, Dom Maleo running tough for 14. And Masai Maynor has emerged as a wonderful quarterback. This junior spins a beauty right there to Chase Jones. Jones is in the zone from 31 yards out. We're tied up at 7 with 10 minutes to go in the third. This DePaul team showed that they're the real deal on Friday night. Vinny DePalma, look at the balance. Almost breaks free for the TD. Still a 24-yard gain. And then 4th and 11 from the 31. Roberson to Ronnie Hickman. That is big time right there. Move the chains. The drive stays alive. And Roberson is going to cap it off. Good push by the O-line. It's touchdown DePaul, 14-7. St. Peter's down 7 at home. Still in the third quarter. DePaul's going to get the ball back. And this time it's Roberson finding Hickman. Ronnie Hickman, great yards after the catch, 19-yard gain. And another effective drive is capped off just like before. Another 1-yard plunge for Taquan Roberson. It's 21-7. DePaul's up 14 on the road with 8:32 to go in the fourth. But if you're going to count out St. Peter's Prep, that's not wise. Here come the Marauders. Masai Maynard and Chase Jones into DePaul territory. And now Maynard going to mix things up. Masai to Ayer Asante. Check out those moves right there. Woo, touchdown St. Peter's Prep. 26-yard touchdown. St. Peter's Prep cuts the lead to 21-14. We got a one-possession game with 7:18 to go. Crucial possession for DePaul, 3rd and 3. Hickman's wide open, but he couldn't haul it in. So St. Peter's Prep gets the ball back with just over 5 minutes to go. And Masai Maynard going to show great poise during this drive. He goes back to the hot hand. Ayer Asante comes down with it. Asante is out of bounds at the 1-yard line. That's a 24-yard gain for Ayer Asante. And it's Dom Maleo finding pay dirt. 21-20, Coach Rich Hansen says, we're not going for the tie. We're going to take the lead. What a gutsy call. So 21-20. It's Maynard on the 2-point conversion attempt. And this right here is guts, heart, and will. Masai Maynard for 2, 22-21. But we've got 2:26 to go, plenty of time on the clock. So now DePaul's going to try and march down the field and take the lead back. Roberson on 3rd and 3 to Teddy Harper. First down DePaul, we got 1:42 to go. And then Roberson finds his talented tight end, Liam Cabri, out of bounds at the 25, 1:12 to go. And now DePaul is working its way into field goal range. Roberson finds Teddy Harper. Great diving grab right there at the 18-yard line. 5 seconds to go. So it's time now for John Amadeo from 28 yards to give DePaul a 24-22 win. What had happened? Snaps down, kick is up, and it's partially blocked. And that's your ball game. And the party is on in Jersey City. What a great scene there. St. Peter's Prep with an unbelievable comeback. Down 21-7 in the fourth. The Marauders put up 15 to get a 22-21 win. Wow. You see the heartbreak on DePaul. You see the pure jubilation from St. Peter's Prep. An incredible football game. 22-21 is your final. St. Peter's Prep improves to 4-1 on the season. Masai Maynard had 210 yards passing, 2 TD passes, and that critical 2-point conversion that proved to be the difference in the game. Another tremendous North Jersey Super Conference showdown that met the hype and then some. Our Alex Lorenzo was there to live it all and has post-game reaction as St. Peter's Prep gets a 1-point win at home.
Thanks a lot, Rich. Quarterback Masai Maynard told me the team motto is don't blink and never back down. Well, we saw that tonight with an incredible fourth-quarter comeback and a gutsy 2-point conversion call. And after the game, I caught up with Maynard and the victorious St. Peter's Prep Marauders.
Get ready to work. We have to definitely change that around on offense because we always start off with a bad first half, and we have to just change that around, but I know we can do it. Definitely know we can do it. Our motto is don't blink, so we just did not blink when we were down by 7 in the first half, and we just came back and we just kept it rolling. We were not going to stop.
You know, we made the decision to go for 2 at the beginning of the drive. You know, I asked my offense coordinator to have your 2-point play ready. We talked about some options. There was no question, you know, at that point that we were going to do it. So we had the momentum. We're at home. Let's go. Yeah, we got our hands full. You know, Bergen's a great team, and they obviously have shown that in the last couple of weeks. And, you know, we got to go up there. It's always fun to play up there, so we'll be excited for that. But it's, you know, this week's over. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, we start over again, and that's the way it goes in this business.
Keep going forward. So second half, we were down, but as I said, we never blink. Just keep going and just play, make plays. We play Bergen Catholic on Saturday. We have a full 5 days to prepare to get ready. I mean, this is going to be another war after war in game in this, the Big North.
Reporting for Jersey Sports Zone, I'm Alex Lorenzo.
Thanks so much, Alex. As always, tremendous work from Alex Lorenzo. And now we turn things over to another game that went down to the very end. Brian D. Novellis has the story of Piscataway in Sayreville.
Coming off a bye week, Piscataway was well rested to take on their biggest rival, Sayreville. But when there's a full moon overhead, strange things can happen. Opening possession, Piscataway, first and goal from the Sayreville 4. It's a fumble. Sayreville recovers, a sign of things to come. Chiefs next possession. They keep the ball on the ground, and they fumble the exchange. Connor Holmes has it for Sayreville. That's 2 possessions, 2 fumbles for Piscataway. On to the second quarter. Sayreville's on the move. Connor Holmes weaving his way through the Piscataway defense inside the 10. But the Chiefs held. Sayreville went for 3. Nick Maluski from 28 yards out. It's good. 3-0 Sayreville with the lead. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Piscataway punting. Fair catch called for by Jakari Carter, but he muffs it. Carter with a rare mistake. The Chiefs recover at the Sayreville 15. Piscataway with a golden opportunity. Quarterback Joseph Hatcher intercepted by Jakari Carter. One of 3 first-half turnovers by Piscataway, who trailed 3-0 at the half. At halftime, Piscataway head coach Dan Higgins had a clear message for his team. Stop turning the ball over and clean up the penalties. The Chiefs had 3 first-half turnovers, but were just 1 score away from taking the lead thanks to a defense that had surrendered just 3 points. Third quarter, Chiefs driving in the red zone again. Hatcher for the end zone, but he throws into double coverage. It's picked off by Elijah Clark. Credit the Bombers D for coming up with play after play. Piscataway's 4th turnover of the game, but they would finally break through. 6.5 minutes to play. Hatcher to Cologne, 28-yard touchdown, 6-3 Peeway. They had their first lead of the game. How would Sayreville respond? Mark Whitford to Cameron Davis in stride. Look at Davis go. Najir Woods tackles him at the 8, and it led to this. Maluski from 21 yards out. Yes, sir. Second field goal of the game. We're tied at 6. 4 minutes to play. Sayreville got the ball back. Less than a minute to play. Whitford picked off by Najir Woods. Woods read it all the way. He's still on his feet. Najir Woods finally run out of bounds at the Sayreville 12. 52 seconds to play. That would set up the game-winning touchdown by Jawan Jackson. 7 yards out. He would not be denied. Jackson, who fumbled earlier in the game, but this was vindication. Peeway overcame 4 turnovers, 11 penalties. They survived a sloppy, wild affair in Sayreville, 12-6, to remain unbeaten at 4-0. A fitting ending to another nail-biter between 2 great programs. These games are never easy against Sayreville, but how do you describe that game out there?
Oh, another instant classic, right, Brian? I mean, instant classic. I mean, I've been involved in so many of these, you know what I mean? But I thought it was going to be high scoring. I thought we were going to go back and forth and score. And it was really defensive stand after defensive stand after defensive stand. It's amazing. You never know how these games are going to go.
What does it mean to gut out a win like that, playing not your best football?
It's huge. It means we have a lot of things to work on when we come back to practice on Monday. It means that we're growing together as a family, and we're going to be working, and we're not going to back down that easily.
In Sayreville, I'm Brian D. Novellis for Jersey Sports Zone.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Get ready to see one of the most fantastic finishes of the 2017 season. Courtney DuPont has an incredible game between North Hunterdon and Bridgewater-Raritan. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Bridgewater-Raritan is being brought to you by Princeton Orthopedic Associates.
Coming into this game, all eyes were on the undefeated North Hunterdon Lions as they go up against the Group 5 powerhouse, Bridgewater-Raritan. And here we go, Bridgewater with their first possession. Greg Verano scrambling around a little bit, looking for some options, launches it up, and it is picked off by Connor McMahon, number 2 for the Lions. He picks it off and gives North Hunterdon a first down on their own 20. But then Bridgewater would turn on the defense. Here comes Matt Busher as he launches up a pass looking for the end zone, but number 7, Alex Fromberg, returns the favor with that interception, gives the Panthers a first down on their own 5 as we wind down the first quarter. And here we see why Bridgewater is such a threat. Greg Verano is an example of a QB who does it all. He fakes the handoff, gets the first down, and then some. Spots the Panthers on the North 145. The drive continues, and Verano winds up with a beautiful pass to Brandon Myers, who just gets his foot in, and boom, Panthers are up 7-0. The North Hunterdon Stadium falls quiet as we enter halftime, with Bridgewater having all of the momentum. Now in the second half, Bridgewater with the opening drive builds up their confidence as Verano hands off the ball to Anthony Goff for a 2-yard run into the end zone. Bridgewater goes up 14-0 with 9 minutes left in the third quarter. But Busher, a previous game ball winner, refuses to surrender. He winds up with a crossbody throw as he hits Griffin Honthi in the end zone to put North Hunterdon on the board with a 17-yard touchdown pass. Bridgewater now only leading 14-7. North gets the ball again. Matt Busher commanding the troops. He launches it up and finds Honthi once again as he goes all the way for a 59-yard touchdown pass this time. Looks like North is going to tie this one up. And here would come the extra point, but wait, it gets blocked, and Bridgewater stays ahead 14-13 as they get the ball with less than 5 minutes left in the game. But this one is far from over, my friends. The Lions defense, hanging tough, causes a quick 3-and-out for the Panthers. Colton Roslin comes in with a great punt to pin the Lions way back with 3 minutes left in the game. That's plenty of time for Matt Busher. Here comes something you're not going to believe. He throws to Honthi for a hook and ladder to Connor McMahon, and all he sees is green. He goes 30, 40, one man to beat, and he does it. McMahon goes 75 yards for a touchdown run on a trick play. Unbelievable coaching call by the North Hunterdon coaching staff, and North Hunterdon goes up 19-14. They then go for two with a short corner pass to Eric Dex, and that's how it would end. North Hunterdon 21, Bridgewater 14, and now it's time to feel the love from their home fans who are just going nuts. Griffin Honthi gets 2 touchdowns tonight with 107 receiving yards. Matt Busher with 3 touchdowns and a total of 354 yards as North Hunterdon scores 21 unanswered points in the second half. After the game, I caught up with Matt Busher and Connor McMahon to see how they were feeling as their team remains undefeated.
I was responsible for the touchdown in the first half, and then I blew a coverage down here too. So I was like, listen, we got to keep our heart, keep going, and the guys picked me up. Our mag 7 on defense, back 7 were ridiculous. So I go in, and we're in a weird formation, and we just went to it, and I was like, Matt, listen, this could be it. And it's not supposed to be Honthi, but he did it, and he caught it, and he lateraled, and I just saw green. And then the crowd went, and I was going nuts. And I almost tripped up, but I got there. I was flames. Matt Busher, he's a leader. He's a leader everywhere, on and off field. Yeah, he's funny and he messes around a lot, but he knows how to cooperate with the coach, and he knows the offense inside and out. He gets us all up, and he makes us better. That's why our offense can produce in the second half, scoring 21 unanswered points.
I'm stunned. We fought back in the second half. We made too many mistakes the first half. We did not play a clean ball game. You know, these guys fight harder than anyone else. We pulled this one out. We did it for our coaches. We did it for 5-0. We did it to change history here at North Hunterdon. We want to be undefeated when we get to Petersburg. That's our goal. We got to get through Scotch Plains and Hillsborough first. Two good teams, and Hillsborough is going to be a very tough challenge for us. But I mean, we're more than thrilled. This is such a big win for us, and just changing the whole concept of the program. And 5-0, we haven't done this in probably more than 30 years, something like that. So it's huge.
North Hunterdon wins this one 21-14 as the Lions remain undefeated. Reporting from North Hunterdon High School, I'm Courtney DuPont, and you're watching Jersey Sports Zone.
Thanks so much, Courtney. We head to the south part of the state where Neri Rodriguez has a showdown between 2 top-ranked teams.
Thanks, Rich. When you have number 9 and number 11 in the state facing off against each other, would you really expect anything other than a tight game? After a hard back-and-forth battle between Lenape and Rancocas Valley, it was the Red Devils who came out on top thanks to Iverson Clement and some hard-fought defense.
Number 11, Rancocas Valley. There we go. Number 11, Rancocas Valley taking on number 9, Lenape. One of these teams will get their first loss tonight. We mentioned his name earlier. You're going to want to keep an eye out on number 11 for the Red Devils. University of Florida commit Iverson Clement on stage in this one. Gator haters, you can add another name to the list. Opening drive, Rancocas Valley gets on the board early thanks to his 32-yard field goal from Kyle Priscavage. They lead it 3-0. Lenape trying to answer back on their first drive. Indians on the 1, and they hand it off to linebacker Mike Galeta, who hits the deck for the TD. Flexing, and it's 7-3 Lenape with 2 remaining in the first. Next possession for the Red Devils, Lenape comes up with a big stop to force a 4th down, But luckily for them, they have Iverson Clement, who beats one tackler, 2, he's going to hit right trigger, little shake, and he's in there for 6. When you're headed for the SEC, that's just how you get down. 10-7, 5:43 remaining in the half. We said good defense. Check out number 54, Kyle Sapp's big hit on JoJo Kellum for a loss. Looking like Warren Sapp on that one. Then on the other side, with time winding down the second, Rancocas Valley trying to get 3 more points, and the kick is blocked. Indians going to halftime fired up, still trailing 10-7. Third quarter, Clement picking up where he left off as he's wrestled out of bounds on this first down run. Next play, Red Devils looking to run it again, but there's a fumble, and AJ Bania comes up with it immediately. Lenape trying to tie it up with a field goal late in the third, and the kick is no good. Rancocas Valley will take over. Star of the fourth. On third down, they give it to number 11, and Mike Galeta stops him in the backfield. But he gives the Gator clap, and that's going to be 15 for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and the drive stays alive. Red Devils unable to convert on fourth, so Indians will get another shot. No luck on the drive, though. They will have to punt the ball back with about 5 to go in the game. Clement back to receive, and Lenape is going to run the fake. It's unsuccessful, though, and that's a turnover on downs in good field position. Red Devils need to get a first down to seal it, and Iverson Clement says no problem. Said after the game, you got to show him you're about your Skrilla, your business, and he does just that. They run down the clock, and number 11 Rancocas Valley holds on to defeat number 9 Lenape in a classic South Jersey matchup. 10-7 is your final. Don't be surprised if we see a matchup between these two come December. Afterwards, we caught up with the Florida Gator himself and head coach Dan Hausman on how his team got the job done.
Well, the game plan, I mean, we had to keep the ball out of their hands. They can't sustain long drives and eat up the clock, and I think the defense did a heck of a job getting the ball to our offense. And we had a couple drives. We didn't finish on a couple, but we did enough to do what we needed to do, moving the chains to keep the ball out of their offensive hands. Just keep moving the chains. They had to use a couple timeouts in early in the second half, and I think that really came back to help us. So we just had to focus on just moving the chains, and we did that in that last drive.
Stay ahead and finish. The goal was to finish. We've never been able to finish against them. We've gone up, we play from behind, but then they always seem to come back and win. And this time our goal is to finish. We know we're a better team than them. We just had to show and prove it. And we might have a chance to see them in the playoff, and I'll do the same thing again. My goal right now is just to finish the game off, be strong, and be that guy, you know. Show them that you're about your Skrilla, which means you're about your business. And that's what I did.
Rancocas Valley will take on Winslow next. For Jersey Sports Zone, I'm Nary Rodriguez.
Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of RBC football is being brought to you by the Two River Times. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Red Bank Catholic is brought to you by Pliables of Red Bank. Strike up the band in Red Bank, the Wall Crimson Knights paying a visit to RBC, and the song remains the same for the Red Bank Catholic Casey. Zach Baer is one special football player. He sets the tone right away. Opening drive, 4-yard touchdown, it's 7-0 RBC in front. But short runs really aren't the specialty of Zach Baer. It's the long variety. Look at the hole by the O-line. He gets through that first level. Zach Baer, 86 yards. He outruns everybody in the building. Just like that, it's 14-0 Red Bank Catholic. The RBC defense stepped up. Good pressure here. Eddie Scott eludes the sack, but it's Taj Baradesco with the INT. RBC takes over in great field position at the 40-yard line, and then get ready for Steve Lubisher to spin it. This is gorgeous. Brandon Lombana from 39 yards out. Just like that, it's 21-0. So you're thinking blowout city, running clock in the second half. This Wall team showed that they have a lot of moxie. Dylan Ritchie on the ensuing kickoff. And Ritchie had himself one whale of a game. Into RBC territory, a great return right there. And then it's Eddie Scott to that same guy. Dylan Ritchie is gone. 51-yard touchdown. Wall's on the board. We got a 21-6 game. RBC has so many weapons. That's a nice little wide receiver reverse to Lombana. Lombana with a TD catch, and this 50-yard run was something special. He was not going to be denied from finding pay dirt. Great run by Lombana, makes it 28-6. Wall gets one more score in the first half. This is a great run right here by Brady McNally, 63 yards. That made it 28-12. RBC would get a field goal, 31-12 at the half. In the third quarter, big game for John Columbia. He had 2 quarterback sacks. With Emmett McNamara out of the lineup, RBC's defense was still locked in, and Zach Baer, I don't know how he got out of that right there, and then get ready for the tightrope act. He stays inbounds the entire time. Zach Baer with an 85-yard touchdown run. Oh my. That was fantastic. 3 TDs for Zach Baer, and how about one more big play from this Casey's offense? Lubisher with the play action. Is Jaden Key wide open? Yeah. He has a leisurely stroll to the zone. That's an 84-yard touchdown. And Red Bank Catholic is now 5-0 on the season thanks to a 48-12 win over Wall. The Crimson Knights are a team that won a sectional championship last year, and there were positives. You saw them in the highlights. A lot of reason to be optimistic if you're a Wall football fan, but right now RBC at the top of the list when it comes to short conference powers. This RBC offense had 3 TDs of 80 yards or longer, a 50-yard scoring play, and a 39-yard scoring play, and Zach Baer has emerged as one of the best in the state. 8 carries for 232 yards. How's that for yards per carry? And 3 touchdowns. Red Bank Catholic rolls over Wall. 48-12 is your final.
Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Middletown South is being brought to you by Proun's Windows and Doors. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Long Branch is being brought to you by Rosario Realty.
We head over to Long Branch High. The Green Wave all fired up. They had a 14-0 lead at the half against the Middletown South Eagles. On South's second drive in the second half, we get our first look at Kmar Mims' big Friday night game. He blasts through the line. It's a tackle for a loss. And then on the very next play, Mims added again, a botch snap. And look at Mims, right place, right time. That's a D1 bound defensive end. The Green Wave defense rolling in the second half. Now the South defense would answer. Juwan Wilkins looks to Jermaine Corbett, but it's Matthew Tardy with the pass breakup on 4th down. South's defense keeping them in the game, 14-0 in the third. The Eagles get the ball back. Ben Kinsella rolls right. Robbie Zega, but it's Kevin Porch with the INT. That's his second pick of the game. Long Branch's defense was absolutely dialed in, and the Green Wave would turn to their D once again. Kevin Smith comes flying off the edge. Nice play there. He then follows that stop up with a great play on Kinsella. Smith sheds a tackle, has his eyes set on the QB sack, and he gets it. With just under 6 minutes to go, those 2 stops would pay big dividends for Long Branch. And now it's time for Long Branch to build on that 14-0 lead. Wilkins to TJ Foscue. Great vision right there. Good concentration. One of his 3 grabs on the night. And then the Green Wave will take the life jackets and bring the Eagles out to deep water. Feed the rock to Jermaine Corbett, the super sophomore. And it would set the stage for this. Corbett from 11 yards out. Touchdown Long Branch. 21-0 Green Wave in front. Middletown South would try and shake things up. They go to Trevor Bray late in the 4th, but there's the sack party again. Kmar Mims, the younger brother of Oakland Raiders second-year player Shilek Calhoun, is the real deal. And Mims isn't done. On the last play of the game, give him 3 sacks. How about that? And the Long Branch Green Wave get themselves a big win, 21-0 over Middletown South. Coach Dan George's team is now 4-0 on the season. Last year, Middletown South blanked Long Branch 35-0. We've heard so much about Kmar Mims from this coaching staff. 3 sacks. He really came to play in this game. The offense paced once again by Jermaine Corbett, the sophomore. 24 carries, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. Long Branch now gets set for a real measuring stick. 4-0 Green Wave, they will take on 5-0 RBC under the lights Saturday night at Rutgers University. After the game, our Jay Cook spoke with the Green Wave about that big revenge win and how they look to play the role of spoiler against the mighty RBC Casey's.
Yeah, this is what we trained for. This is what we worked in the summer for at 6:25 in the morning, even though some people didn't want to get up and come out, but they still came out. We still came out and grind for moments like this, so very grateful, very grateful.
Winning is contagious, there's no question about it. We've energized the school, the community, the hallways were all decorated, excitement throughout the building. You could tell the great crowd we had tonight, and we're looking forward to taking a shot at Goliath Saturday night in Piscataway.
Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Shore Regional is being brought to you by Servpro of Eatontown Long Branch. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Mater Dei Prep is being brought to you by Gold Coast Cadillac. We've got B Central Football in West Long Branch. Mater Dei Prep paying a visit to Shore Regional. Coach Dino Mangiero's team looking to get the job done on the road. And it starts early with the dynamic quarterback committed to Central Michigan. This is George Pearson. Pump fakes, hits Isaiah Maguera on the dump off. He moves the sticks. First down for Mater Dei. 3 plays later, the Seraph strike. Pearson takes the shotgun snap. He finds Russ Farisi. He is off to the races. 51 yards for Russ Farisi. A 2-point conversion puts Mater Dei Prep in front, 8-0 in the first. The Mater Dei defense has a number of guys that can get to the football in a hurry. Jack McCray stopped by Farisi and Sean Tucker. That's a big hit by Tucker there. Next drive for Mater Dei, it's George Pearson buying time. Kyle Devaney go and get it. That's a great grab by Devaney. 64 yards for Kyle Devaney. 16-0. The Seraphs up by 2 scores in the first. Shore tries to get something going early in the second quarter. This is Jack McCray. Nice running right here by McCray. That's a first down run to the 43. And then looking for a big play, Ryan Morris goes downfield looking for McCray, but it's picked off by the sophomore Clarence Lewis. He comes up with a big INT. He's down near the 30-yard line. So the Mater Dei defense able to shut the door there. And here's Pearson back to work. He goes to the flat, finds Clarence Lewis. Lewis coming off that INT, makes an offensive play down to the 45-yard line. And on the next play, this would break the game wide open. Isaiah Noguera goes virtually untouched up the gut. 55 yards for Isaiah Noguera. This makes it 24-0 Mater Dei Prep. And Mater Dei Prep goes on to a 38-12 win over Shore Regional. George Pearson throws for 208 yards and 4 total touchdowns. There was news off the field concerning Mater Dei Prep. The Asbury Park Press reporting that the NJSIAA Controversy Committee will meet with Mater Dei coming up on October 19th in regards to ineligible players. Last week, Mater Dei Prep played Canada Prep at home. That game was declared a scrimmage, although no one really had public knowledge of that. We were at the game, showed all of the highlights. Mater Dei Prep won 14-13 against Canada Prep. They will meet their fate as far as postseason future comes on October 19th, but our focus is always on great highlights and showcasing these Mater Dei kids. They play great week in and week out. You saw in the highlights once again, they are a fun team to watch. Mater Dei is officially now 3-0 on the season with a 38-12 win over Shore Regional. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Point Borough is brought to you by Tech Art Builders and Twin Borough Allshore. Let's head down to Point Pleasant, where the Point Borough Panthers are showing that they are the real deal, looking to go to 5-0 on the season, hosting Manchester Township. This Point Borough team likes to put together long drives dictated by the run. Here's James Farah, though, on 4th and 9. It's a touchdown. Brandon Cipriano from 25 yards out. Point Borough on the board. It's 7-0 Panthers in front. This Manchester team is much improved. They're starting to make strides, this program. That's Jerry Ward with a 24-yard gain, and then Ward up and over. Great job there. The extension gets him into the paint. A 7-minute drive for Manchester. Point Borough has a 7-6 lead. But James Farah is one of the best running quarterbacks in the state. That is a 14-yard run, and then Brandon Cipriano takes the pitch. Good job of finding the hole. Cipriano makes it 14-6. And James Farah on the zone, this has been like a second home to him. He is always making highlights. Farah on the run again for 43 yards. He's finally pushed out of bounds. And then the pitch again to Cipriano. You see these play calls, they're just working. The Point Pleasant Borough offense knows how to execute. He's down to the 2-yard line. Farah finds the paint from 2 yards out. 20-6 Point Pleasant Borough at the half. How about this for a start to the third quarter? Kyle Komanitsky. He takes the squib kick, and Komanitsky goes 56 yards all the way down to the 7-yard line with a short field. Point Borough's able to just keep tacking on points. Nate Chiarello, he's in the zone. That made it 27-6. And then how about Nate Chiarello doing some handiwork on defense? Here he gets the hit that causes the fumble. So a turnover by the Point Pleasant Borough defense. And a chance to talk about another guy who's always making plays, Tanner Gordon, great two-way player. He gets it done on offense here with the 11-yard touchdown that made it 34-6. And once again, James Farah tops the 100-yard mark rushing. Look at James Farah go. This is a 48-yard run for Farah down to the 2-yard line. And Farah's going to call his own number and dive into the zone one more time. That made it 41-6, and it's the Point Pleasant Borough Panthers going on to a 41-12 win over Manchester. You see the numbers for James Farah. He only carried it 8 times for a $126. He also had a touchdown pass. So 3 total touchdowns, 197 yards of total offense. Point Pleasant Borough is now 5-0 on the season. The Panthers keep rolling. Want to thank all of our great friends in Point Pleasant, Tech Art Builders, All-Shore Twin Borough, and the Point Pleasant Borough Booster Club. They're the reason we're going to be showing you great Panthers highlights all year long, as it's the Panthers winning 41-12 at home over Manchester.
I'm SNJ Today's Mike Frankel for JerseySportsZone.com in Gloucester Township for a showdown between 2 undefeated teams. The upstart Eastern Vikings come in at 4-0. Of course, no surprise, Timber Creek is also 4-0. The Chargers, the 2-time defending South Jersey Group 4 champions. First quarter, and Creek goes right to work on offense. Devin Leary connects with Michael Johnson on the quick slant, and Johnson is off to the races. The Chargers' second play from scrimmage goes for a 64-yard touchdown. Timber Creek races out to a 7-zip lead. Eastern looking for an answer. This is Manny Azawanwu with the football. The junior running back rumbles into the red zone for the Vikings. The drive would eventually stall, but Zach Talmadge comes on to kick a 36-yard field goal to get Eastern on the board. But Leary and the Chargers go right back to the air. Devin Leary, the North Carolina State commit, going deep down the far sideline to Javen Little, who hauls it in, breaks a tackle, and scores. A 56-yard hookup between Leary and Little to extend Timber Creek's lead 14-3. Second quarter, it's 21-3 after Creek scores on a fumble return for a touchdown. This play is third and forever deep in their own territory, and Devin Leary does it again. He drops a beautiful pass into Little, and the junior wideout races in for the touchdown. Once again, an 82-yard touchdown strike. Leary and company way too much to handle for Eastern. 47-3 the final. The senior Leary finishing with 373 yards passing, 5 touchdown passes, and a 51-yard touchdown run. Timber Creek is 5-0. Eastern drops to 4-1. To Blackwood now for another West Jersey Football League matchup. Highland at home to Battle Buna, and the Tartans lead 10-0 at the half. Third quarter, Highland is driving. Dawan Sanders on the carry, the senior with a first down run to set up the Tartans with 1st and goal. And a few plays later, Sanders punching it in from a yard out. Sanders' second score of the game extends Highland's lead 18-0. Fourth quarter, Buna knocking at the door as the Chiefs look for their first points of the ball game, but the Tartans defense holds. Senior linebacker Jared Colbert in on the stop here, and Highland would force a turnover on downs. The Tartans looking to finish off the Chiefs now, and it's the freshman, Johnny Martin. Martin making people miss, and he's gone 89 yards to pay dirt as Highland blanks Buna. 25-0 your final. The Tartans hold the Chiefs to less than 80 yards of total offense. Sanders and Martin combined for 320 yards on the ground. Highland improves to 2-2. Buna falls to 3-2. I'm Mike Frankel for JerseySportsZone.com.
Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. They are the reason that we can bring you this great coverage. When we have a sponsored school, it's our top priority to cover them. So if we haven't seen you yet, we're working on it. Every time we get a new sponsor, more games and more great moments captured by our cameras. And coming up on Saturday, we crank the machine right back up. Another full statewide array of high school football highlights. Can't wait to bring you great games like that St. Joe's Montvale Don Bosco prep game. Can't wait to see that one, and we'll have much more from every part of the state. For our team at JerseySportsZone.com, I'm Rich Krampanis. Thanks so much for logging on, and we'll see you on Saturday with more high school football action right here on JerseySportsZone.com. Want to see highlights and features from your favorite school? Jersey Sports Zone is entirely supported by our great sponsors. Email marketing@jerseysportszone.com to get your business in front of our loyal audience and highlights from your hometown.